welcome back to another episode of the Launch Button Podcast. Thank you very much for being here today. And I want to take you on a journey today on what is possible for you. What if, right? What if you could have a better relationship, you could have a better business, enjoy what you're doing, and make more money? Isn't that what we all want, right? To find that passion to do those things. Well, today we're going to give you that framework. I'm going to lay out my secret for success, this 5-step framework that I use with people from all across the country, all across the globe to help them achieve the things that they want. Right. And just like that, one of the students, and I'll just share a quick story with you here on that, is, they attended one of my real estate investor boot camps. Now, as you guys know, we work with real estate investors, we work with entrepreneurs, we work with speakers, trainers, all sorts of things to be able to go ahead and do that. And most people come to a training or an event and surround themselves with people that they want to be like, but yet they don't realize how it's going to affect other areas of their life. And that's why I say this can change everything in your life if you just follow the simple framework that I'm going to give you here in a couple of minutes. So Gloria attended our boot camp with her husband, and she said, my husband complained that I pushed him all the time. After 17 years of marriage, I changed my attitude towards him. He is happier. And I've personally learned that daily activities are the path to my personal change and success. Right. So when they attended the boot camp, her and her husband together, he always felt like she was nagging him. She always said, why do I have to push him, right, to reach the goals that they want? And they had the same goals. They were just going about it differently. And so when we get into this framework here in a couple of minutes, I'm going to show you how to go ahead and use that and leverage that to get exactly where you want to be and do the things that you want to do in life, because that's truly what it's all about. Right? As we're going through this, you're going to be able to see the opportunities. You're going to be able to see that framework and be able to have it all laid out for you. So now they can communicate better, right? We fast forward 6 months. They're communicating better, and all of a sudden, a challenging thing happens in their life. And that challenging thing is they had a home. They were renting out their home. They wanted to, get ready to enjoy a better lifestyle, have the boat, go fishing, enjoy the warm weather. They do live in Florida, but even warmer weather, right? And they had rented a place to test out the area if they wanted to move there or not. And they were living there. And all of a sudden, the owner of that property had a life event happen. Bam. And they said, okay, we've got to change. They only gave them like 20 days to move out. Now I'm working with them on one-on-one coaching, going through this process, and they started to freak out. I said, guys, we got this. We got this. We're going to work together to achieve it. And all you have to do is go do the consistent daily action that we've always talked about. But now you're going to take it in massive action. And that's what they did. They actually went out there and started taking massive action together, not pushing each other, having a better relationship, and only had 15 days to find a new property to move into. That's it. And Gloria said, rather than focusing on worrying and the problem of what might happen if they don't do it, she just went and started doing the work. And so did her husband, Ricky. They both jumped in. They started doing the work. And within 15 days of our setting out the plan and laying out the daily activities for them, they found a new place. That stress went way down in their life. And then on top of that, they've got the potential now to buy 2 properties just from that activity that they were doing during that time, because they were focused, they had clarity, they knew what they wanted to achieve, and they went out there and they did that. She says, I understand the importance of CDA. It is easier to do nothing, right? But she says, thank you, Hugh, for your mission to help us find what is inside of us. Just do it and do it and do it. And the personal coaching has allowed me to work on my health and understanding, right? All the different things, the daily exercises are necessary to have a day of concentration. And so now she's focused on her goals. She's doing the things she wants. They got a new place to live into and 2 properties that they might buy in the future. So we'll keep you up to date on the story as it moves forward, because these are real life things that are happening. So do you want that framework? Let me share it with you now. So here's the 5-step framework. Go ahead, grab that pen and paper. Go ahead and grab what you want. Number 1, we got to find your passion for things that bring you joy in life that you want to focus on. Because Spike Lee said it best, in my opinion. When you love something, it's not a job. I love helping people, right? I love seeing things change. I love seeing those light bulbs go off on people's brains and then be able to do that. Heck, that's why I even wrote the Launch Button book. So if you're not sure what you're passionate about, you're not sure what you want to do, you're not sure of any of those things, go grab the book. It's got a whole bunch of exercises, questions for you. But just Do different activities. Let's see what ignites that passion in you. Number two, we got to create your goals and gain clarity on what you want to achieve. A lot of people are like, I want to make more money. That's not clear, right? I want more real estate. Again, not clear. We got to really dial it down and get super clear, right? And Leibowitz said it best, in my opinion: clarity prevents procrastination. And that's really what it is. When we define clear outcomes, clear goals that we want to achieve, and we break it down over a time frame, well, then guess what? You're able to go ahead and take those actions. Number three, this is a secret. You got to find expert coaches and mentors that are going to propel you forward. That's the key word: propel you forward. You see lots of people find friends, find coaches that are yes people, right? Oh, yeah, that's good. Just keep doing that. No, 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 no. You need people that are going to push you forward. And there's an old African proverb: if you want to go slow, then go alone. If you want to go fast, then go together. A lot of people try and do things on their own, and they bang their head against the wall. They bang their head against the wall. By the time they get there, the objective's already changed, or it's too late. I don't want to see that happen to you. See, and I've done this, and I'll explain this a little bit about how it works in my life in the future here. But surround yourself with people that are going to challenge you and push you forward. And listen to people who are where you want to be and not at the same level, because there's different thought processes. And I always say, sometimes I've got to borrow, even myself, I borrow other people's brains. I'm not a podcast expert. I've had to borrow podcast experts' brains on how to do this. Number four, establish KPIs, key performance indicators, and continuous daily action, or CDAs. Now, the problem with most people is that they tie these things to outcomes. Did I make a sale? Did I enroll a person? Did I influence somebody? Did I do that? We can't tie it to those things. It has to be tied to actions. Tony Robbins says, right, where focus goes, energy flows. So number one, we got to monitor it. And then number two, we got to just make sure we're doing the actions. If we get into the emotions of was it successful, was it not successful, well, then that's where we get caught and stuck. So we don't want that. And number five, just got to push the launch button and take the actions that we laid out in our KPIs and our CDAs. But that often is one of the hardest parts for people to actually launch. There's that old saying out there: the best time to start was yesterday or last year. The next best time is now. So let's do it now. Let's take the actions now, to starting today, to overcome our hesitation and be able to start on the journey. You're not going to see success right away. Just like going to the gym, just because you do it one day isn't going to change your life. But when we do it over and over and over, you achieve success. And that's really the key behind it. How do I know this works? Well, number one, I've done it. This is what I do all the time. When I want to change something, and I've had many shifts and many changes in my life, but most people are a little scared of that, right? This is how I went from a corporate IT executive to a real estate investor. I had to learn from other people, right? How I went from a real estate investor, not really having experience speaking or training people. In fact, I took a boot camp to learn how to teach and train people. And within 6 months, I was the number 4 speaker in this company. Why? Because I listened to the people that were number 1, right? And I worked with them. That's how I went from, right, a nobody in a sales and network marketing business to become the number 3 income earner with over 700 people in my team. So I can't spell or do grammar very well. I'm learning. My mom was an English teacher. My dad was a math teacher. I followed my dad. And that's how I wrote an Amazon bestseller book in 4 categories. And we beat Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, for one day. So I know it works for me, and I know it works for my students, right? That's the thing. A lot of people are afraid to push you. I'm not afraid to push you. I grew up playing sports and athletics. And so, when you work with me and my team, one of the things I know, I'm not everybody's cup of tea when it comes to coaching and training and helping people, because I'm going to tell you things, not that you want to hear, but that you need to hear, that are going to make you better. Right. So I always say, like, I'll give you the hug, but first you got to achieve, right? Not just because you take the actions, you're going to go ahead and push yourself. And that's what my coaches did for me. That's how I'm not the tallest guy, even though I might see me on stage or on a podcast. Right, I get off stage, everybody's like, Hugh, I thought you were taller. I said, yeah, I got a really big personality, right? But I almost made the Olympics. I've almost been a professional bodybuilder. All these things could have happened because I was pushed. Nobody said, yeah, that's good enough. No, I had to keep pushing myself. Now, like I said, I do have a bonus for you in a minute, but I've also used this to see the light bulbs go off in my students' heads, like Ricky, like Gloria, like all the people, right, from New York City to Maui, Hawaii, from Canada to Boston, right? All the different places that I teach and train people on this and help them launch. So you can do it if you follow this framework. So in order to get the framework, pretty simple. Either you can go back and re-listen to this episode, and or we'll do two things. We'll give you a free bonus. We'll actually give you it all laid out for you, a little PDF for you to have so that you can go ahead and do that. We'd love it if you enjoyed this episode to go out to iTunes, right, and give us a 5-star review on iTunes and subscribe, or on your favorite channel. And then go to www.thelaunchbuttonpodcast.com. Right, just give us your information. We'll put you on the mailing list so that you can notify when the next episode's ready to drop and all the special things that we have going on. And when you get that first email, just respond back. Give us the episode 2 framework. And we'll go ahead and send that over to you. You'll be able to download it. You'll be able to put it on your mirror. You'll be able to put it wherever you need to see it so that you can go out there and launch and achieve the goals and dreams and have the success that you want to have in your life. Just like all of our team members, all of the people that we work with. And I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Go take the action. Thank you for joining us on the Launch Button Podcast, your gateway to unlocking your true potential and pursuing your passions. Don't let the journey end here. For more empowering insights, valuable resources, exclusive content, and free giveaways, visit www.thelaunchbuttonpodcast.com.